Hello. I'm going to wait for Facebook to build me as much of an audience as possible. I know it's early. So I'll explain a little bit about what's going on. Okay. So after arguing with myself about making a bowl of cereal at midnight last night, I finally fell asleep, only to wake up at 4:30 in the morning with an overwhelming desire to write. So what came out on paper is very personal to me. My heart's beating so fast and I'm scared to death to do this. Going live always makes me nervous, but this is very personal. I also have to read off of this paper, and I've got my phone propped up I'm going to try to do it, but this is as raw and untouched as possible. So bear with me. I hope that my signal stays. And I just ask that if you are suffering from active addiction, or you have a family member, if you're affected by addiction in any way, shape, or form, that you please share this, and especially if it hits home or touches you personally. So like I said, I'm a nervous wreck right now, so please just bear with me. She's a young girl, about 8. She knows what'll happen if she stays up too late. You see, her mom has been drinking for a couple of days, and she already knows this will end one of two ways. He'll be home soon, and Mama's drunk and real mad, so she holds her brother closely because she knows it's going to be bad. With tears in her eyes, as she lies there and cries, she rocks her brother softly while she asks God why. Her daddy was no angel with demons of his own, but he's sleeping across town in the comfort of his home. All she knew was the fight. It was her everyday life. While her father fought to recover, her mother continued to suffer. It was a constant battle like no other, and this little girl would soon discover that addiction has no color, no age, no religion. It gets in where it fits in. And once it has its claws deep within your family, you can count on it robbing you of your childhood and eventually your sanity. See, the years of abuse, physical, mental, emotional too, will have a lasting impact. It'll make you or break you. This is hard. When as a child, the first things you truly know are sex, drugs, and rock and roll, you promise yourself different only to grow up and create your own hell. She's a 14-year-old girl with every care in the world. Her mama's finally sober, only for his dad to turn his life over. She's mad at the world, she's very irate, a rebel teenager who wants to stay up too late. What'll she'll see that could cause her harm? The fact that it's normal now to see the aftermath of a needle in her father's arm. They don't know what's in store or what's yet to come, the depth of destruction that'll come from his next run. He will completely lose himself this time as he draws the needle back to that line, and with tears in her eyes as she lies there and cries, she'll rock herself gently while she asks God why. She's a teenager now, self-destructing at a pretty fast rate, and she knows what'll happen if she stays out too late. She's found something to deal with the pain, and although it doesn't seem sane, it's what she knows. It's how she was raised. She promised herself different, but became a statistic. The affliction of addiction was just too realistic. From her mother to her father to generations back, the demon of addiction was a family attack. Her memories consisted of never being enough. She couldn't understand it wasn't about her. She was too young. Childhood memories were not playing at the park. They were hiding from the chaos. Her memories were dark. They were believing the lies time after time. Feelings of emptiness and hopelessness filled her inside. So as she laid there, drunk, lost, scared for her life, with tears in her eyes, and oh how she cried, she rocked herself gently and she asked God why. She's a young adult now, and it's been one hell of a ride. People have gotten clean, continued using, and a few have died. Trying to fill the void, she has lost her worth. To be a child of addicts, you'd understand her heart's yearn. In a desperate attempt to try and save once again, she'll stay up too late. See, she's met a man with the same demons as her father, and I know most of you would think, come on, why bother? But if he could love her enough to put down the dope, that feeling she'd been searching for, you see, she had hope. What she didn't know was that he had a grand purpose, and when God blessed her with their baby, she knew she was worth it. The demons of addiction came full force this time, taking a father from his baby boy and leaving his loved ones behind. That New Year's Day morning when she got the call, immediately to her knees she would fall. And with tears in her eyes as she kneeled there and cried, she screamed at God while she asked him why. A victim of circumstances, the cards she was dealt, call it as you wish, but she helped create her own hell. As an adult, we have choices to learn from it all or repeat the same behaviors and watch our world fall. The years in between and the years beyond, her biggest battle was her mind, trying to choose right over wrong time after time. Does she do what she knows, or does she discover the unknown? Is she a princess of addiction, or does she become queen to her own throne? She's an adult now, having made many mistakes along the way. And there she goes again, choosing to stay up late. Late to bed, early to rise, she has a heart full of hope and a joy in her eyes, raising 2 boys with an amazing man by her side. She tells herself addiction can be their norm, but it won't be mine. As she leading by example, doing the absolute best she can, she will raise healthy boys, not create a broken man. Choosing life over death, making a message out of the mess, breaking the chains of addiction and deterring the cycle nonetheless. Perfect, not close. Humble, believe it. Freedom is available, you must choose to receive it. So as she watches the sun rise with tears in her eyes, and she sits and she cries because it's different this time. For the first time in her life, she's not asking God why. There is hope. We don't have to repeat what we've went through. We can repeat what we went through and still find the light at the end of the tunnel. If what I've said has touched you, or you know anybody suffering from addiction or loving somebody that suffers from addiction and they just need that light at the end of the tunnel, know that I am it. Help is available and hope is real. I hope you guys have a beautiful day.